To be fair, the president has had his hands full openly stoking a culture war, which brings us to Full Frontal's apparently weekly sport roundup.
The NFL ratings are down massively.
Totally disrespectful.
Get that son of a bitch off the field right now. Out. He's fired. He's fired!
Last week on Sport Roundup, we were trying to figure out if the president is a white nationalist, which he clarified this week when he demanded that black people be fired for insufficient nationalism.
President Trump tweeting multiple times demanding team owners punish players who protest the national anthem.
We have great people representing our country, especially our soldiers, our first responders, and they should be treated with respect.
And if anyone knows about treating soldiers and first responders with respect, it's the guy that decided to fire transgender troops and deport paramedics who happen to be dreamers. Thank you for your service. Now get the fuck out. Having been told to be upset, some Trump/Steelers fans eagerly obliged by setting their own clothes on fire.
You're not going to disrespect our flag.
Nice going, knee takers. Now they'll have nothing left to wear but their patriotic American flag jock straps. You see what Trump's trying to do? Take a protest specifically about police brutality and pretend it's about the Star-Spangled Banner and oh, say, can you see?
That is a worship word. Yang worship.
Well, it's not gonna work, Cloud Donald. Americans are too smart to fall for your flag gambit.
I think Kaepernick is disrespecting the flag.
You have your right to First Amendment and free speech, but don't do it in disrespecting our flag and disrespecting our national anthem.
Dr. King, if he were alive today, he wouldn't disrespect the flag or the anthem.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. We are not actually too smart. Look, you know what? I guess I get why conservatives like Laura Ingraham are offended by players taking a knee. Oh, look, she coined a new term. Let me just fix that for you. There, little on the nose, but I think it's really gonna take off. Laura is annoyed that the K words are bucking a long-standing ritual that has been around for decades.
The custom of players standing for the anthem at games dates back to only 2009.
What 2009? If an entire nation is gonna soil its jorts over a hallowed tradition, it should at least be older than the Kanye-Swift feud. The general sentiment over at the Traditional Values Network is that nothing fucks up a Sunday like people kneeling.
During Football Sunday yesterday, a day that's supposed to be about football instead became about politics.
I don't tune into a football game or a baseball game to worry about politics.
As someone that watches the football games, this is my escape.
Wait, you escaped? I thought they released you. Ultimately, conservative ex-cons and pundits were left asking the same questions about the protesters they ask about healthcare and education and everything else. Why would anyone who has lots of money care what happens to people who don't?
These players ought to be thanking God that they live in a country where they're free to earn millions of dollars every year.
You play a game for a living. You get to live in the greatest country in the world, and you won't stand up for a national anthem that pays you millions?
If you're a multimillionaire who feels oppressed, you need a therapist, not a publicity stunt.
No, if you're a multimillionaire who feels oppressed, you're a Fox News personality, and you still need a therapist and probably a very good lawyer. Black people, professional success doesn't come with a get-out-of-racism free card. The Seahawks' Michael Bennett was just detained and threatened by Las Vegas cops for no reason. Last week, tennis star James Blake testified against the cop who mistakenly tackled him. And earlier this year, the most recognized athlete in the world had his home vandalized with a racial slur. What would you say to them?
They can do free speech on their own time.
Preferably in a broom closet with the door closed. It's just that the entire world outside that closet is my safe space. Well, you know what? I'm sure glad we're not talking about Puerto Rico.
Here's one thing that's really interesting, isn't it? Instead of having a debate on something else, right now we're talking about whether African Americans have been abused by the police. Isn't there some way that you guys should say, hey, wow, Trump's led us into a national conversation?
Hey, wow, and what a conversation we're having. Talking about black people and their owners and how they should be grateful for the privilege of working on a field. Who says Trump is taking us backward? Now, please, everybody, stand for the national anthem. We'll be right back.